I know a lot of people are really freaking out during this COVID-19 time for a variety of reasons, one of which is actually generating an income. And on this video, I'd like to show you exactly how I generated over $2,000 in a single day during these crazy times. So by the end of this video, you'll finally feel like you know a reliable solution to actually make money during these crazy times. Hey, what's up guys? Nick Arapkalis here, and again on this video I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I was able to make a $2,000 day here in these still crazy coronavirus times. And what you can see behind me is my whiteboard, and I write a lot of stuff down here, main things to focus on, some goals, different things. And the reason that I have this and the reason why I wanted to share this type of stuff is because I made a previous video on this channel, you can watch it right here, when coronavirus first started like really coming out here in the States. And I got an email from one of my mentors and he was sharing a lot of stuff and sharing like how people are really fear-mongering, and it's a lot to do with the media, and we talked a lot about that. But the other thing that he really talked about was doubling down on your business, doubling down on your side hustle, whatever it is that you're exactly doing. Because right now, most people will not double down. Most people are scared. They're not sure about what's going to happen with their business. A lot of businesses are shutting down, especially like brick and mortar, restaurants, those type of things. But if you are online, you should not be as afraid of this. You should be doubling down on this. So I took that to heart and I said, hey, I'm going to follow what this guy says, because people will just like hesitate. Okay, they will just sit back and think that they'll wait it out. But the smart people, the smart business owners, the smart marketers will continue to double down. They'll spend more money on advertising, they'll write more emails, they'll put out more content, and they'll just, again, double down on their business, do more sales calls, whatever it is, but double down. And so I took that to heart and I started spending more money on advertising. I started writing more emails, I started creating more content, and the fruits of my labor paid off, right? So I want to continue to encourage you to do the exact same thing. So in a minute, we're going to jump on over to my computer screen. We're going to talk a little bit more about this and how this $2,000 day came about, and we're going to talk more details in kind of exact step-by-step fashion. But I wanted to give you an overlying principle on why this exactly happened. It comes from the mindset, and it comes from having things you can focus on. And I encourage you to get a whiteboard or just have like some sheet that you can write on and have the things that you want to focus on. Okay, so these are all good things. These are all things that I want to continue to focus on. It's never going to be like, oh, freak out about the coronavirus, right? And again, my heart goes out to everybody that's been affected by it, but I can't really do too much besides really hunker down and hunker down. That's such a funny term. Someone said that to me the other day.
Maybe hunker down
but just really get dialed in on my habits, on my productivity. Like there's no reason not to. Okay, and if you don't have a side hustle already, then I'm going to share with you something that you could probably start and get going as soon as in this next week. So I'll talk a little bit more about that here at the end of this video, but I kind of want to just give you the overlying principle and the mindset to go into this type of stuff, because this is a great opportunity. Yes, it's unfortunate and a lot of craziness is happening, but a lot of millionaires are created in these crazy times, during depressions. Like a lot of times when people are having, like, the economy's going down in a sense, a lot of people create fortunes out of that. And if you want to be one of those type of people, then you really have to double down and really get aggressive in these times. So now is the time to do all this stuff. So without further ado, let's jump on and over to my computer screen and we'll talk all about what this is all about. Alrighty guys, now that we have a good understanding of just like the mindset and the principles behind this, let's talk about the granular details and the step-by-step process and just like the strategy behind all of this. Okay, now at first I want to show you, obviously I think I probably had a screenshot of it, but I want to show you specifically here on the amount of money that I made, and then also the sale amount, and I'm going to talk why those numbers are actually different. So obviously you got to blur out some stuff, people's information in here, but as you can see on the 3rd of April we did all this right here. So all this, should do this. All this was on, all of this was done on the 3rd of April. So you can see right here, commission amount 1,360, 640. So that's 2,000 and basically $2,020 in on the single day of April the 3rd. Just wanted to show that, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this whole system that we have here in a second. But I want to kind of talk about this, draw this out so it all makes sense, and then we can get into more of this type of stuff. So what does it really take to make any amount of money online these days? So really what it comes down to is having, I'm just going to put this little thing right here, and having a product, what I like to call product or service, or what everyone calls product or service that you sell. Okay, and you don't necessarily need to sell it, but I'm going to be explaining. But basically, you have to have something where you sell. It doesn't necessarily need to be yours. It actually could be someone else's, and I'll explain what all this means and stuff like that. But there's also got to be a sales process, okay, to actually sell this product, and then therefore that equals money, okay. And like I said, this doesn't necessarily have to be your product or service, okay. But what does need to happen is that you need to be able to get people to this sales process, okay? Because people need to be able to have some type of way where they can purchase this product or service. So how do we get people to this sales process? And these sales processes could be like a video sales page. It could be a phone consultation. It could be a regular sales letter. It could be a webinar. There's a lot of different ways on how to do it. But ultimately, what comes before all of this type of stuff, and what's like the precursor to all this, is you need to be able to get people right here. So how do we do that? Well, there's a few different ways. Online is specifically content and ads, and then we could even say emails if you have an email list or any type of list for that matter. So we'll put content, and then we'll also put ads right here. Okay, so let me explain why people freak out in these times and don't necessarily make the most amount of money in these times, but I want to explain why I did, and then how you can really do it as well. So right here, like once people get to this sales process, there's going to be a typical, what we call conversion rate or percentage, right? And those typically can be like around 2% or somewhere around there. So, typically like 2 out of 100 people will come to this webinar or video sales letter or something like that, and 2 out of 10 people will actually purchase, and then depending on what the price point is, then you make some money. Okay, now what people are scared of in these times is that the conversion rate is going to drop. So maybe it goes from like 2% to 1%, or maybe even less. But that is always just kind of speculation. People are just like, oh, I probably is going to go down because people are less spendy with their money, and they're just not going to be spending as much money. Well, in our case, what we've discovered, and again, I'm going to show you kind of the actual product and service that I sold. Actually, I didn't sell. I just set up some ads and different stuff like that. But the conversion rates haven't dropped at all. And that's the big point on wanting to continue to test. That's why you want to continue to get people to these sales pages or these sales processes, phone calls, or whatever it is to sell them. And you want to see if the conversion rates are going down. Again, in our case, they're not going down. In fact, they might even be going up. So that's the importance of testing. But like, people freak out and they think that, oh, just because of all this stuff, people are going to be less spendy and they're not going to be spending as much money. But that's not necessarily the case. And the people that are freaking out, they don't continue to send people to these sales processes, and that's why they don't continue to make money. So what's this other component over here? So content and emails, that's, if you have an email list, that's one thing. I'll show you, I've created a ton of videos that show you how to build an email list, so I won't go too much into depth about that, but let's just talk about content and advertising. So content and advertising, and I'm talking more specifically about on social media. So you guys obviously know that, like, on social media, just for an example right here on YouTube, I'm creating videos, and every time I create a video, it's broadcasted to my followers, right? And I've slowly built up a following on here. But no matter where you are, you can make content. Even if you have 0 subscribers right now, you can constantly make more content, and that's going to help you get more followers. And the more content you make, the more followers you go up, and then the more content you're able to make. And it's just kind of like this whole process. So if you keep on increasing the amount of content that you create, that's going to eventually get more people to the sales process. Because let's say, again, here in this example, it could be Instagram, it could be
even Snapchat or whatever. But in this example, I continue to create YouTube videos. More people keep on finding my YouTube videos, and then I direct them to different sales processes. And then therefore I'm getting more traffic and more people to these sales processes. Therefore I can see if people are actually purchasing these products and services, and then therefore I'm making money. On the flip side, or not, yeah, I guess on the flip side is that advertising. Okay, so advertising is very similar to content, where like essentially you make a YouTube video again, but instead of just putting a video out and just hoping that more people are going to see it, basically you will just spend money and that will be placed in front of people that you want to see it. And what's kind of cool is that in all these times when people are going crazy about this whole Corona stuff, they are shutting down all their ads, or shutting down, like they're not posting as much content, they're just shutting everything down. And because of that, that makes everything cheaper for us as advertisers, because there's less people advertising, therefore the demand is lower. So, or demand is lower. So that means the advertising costs are lower, and that's why we've been able to crush it in this time, because we continue to get people to these sales processes through ads and content. We keep on posting more content, we post on more ads, and we're spending less money on ads because less people are utilizing advertising, and therefore it just costs less, and therefore we get more people to the sales process. And even if the sales process dipped in conversions, our advertising is okay, because, or it would be okay because our advertising is cheaper. So even though and if that was the case, but in our example, the conversion rates have not been hurt at all. But even if they were, because of the fact that it's costing less in ads, that would make up for it in our conversion rates. Okay. And so like I talked about over here, you need a product or service to sell. Okay. And typically, there's different ways on these sales processes. You don't actually have to be the person in charge of these sales process, because you can be what's called an affiliate, or again, you can be the product or service owner. Now, what I've done a lot of the time is I'm just an affiliate. Okay. And that's what I've done here. That's how I've made $2,000 in a single day as an affiliate. I didn't even sell anything on my own. All I did was post ads and post content and then direct them to a sales process. And that's why I was able to earn these big size commissions. Okay. So let's talk a little bit more about this particular program that I am promoting. So basically it's called Legendary Marketer, and it's a pretty cool program, because basically what it is it teaches people how to build a high ticket, high profit online business. Okay. And that's where I learned a lot of this stuff. So I learned a lot of this stuff. You actually get access to 15 different days of video content that will teach you exactly how to do this stuff. Everything A to Z, what you'll need to know. And so let me kind of explain this a little bit further. So within Legendary Marketer, there's a few different products, and I actually purchased like a lot of them. Okay. So there's a product for $7. There's a product for $30. I think there's maybe like one more, and then there's also some products for multiple thousands of dollars. Like the one is $2,500. Okay, so I actually purchased all these products, and they gave me a lot of value, and they taught me how to build a high ticket, high profit business, and that's why I've been able to do this for years now. I've been doing this type of stuff for over 8 years now. So that's the product that I've been promoting, and I really like the product because it helped me a lot. Okay, I bought it years ago. But what's kind of cool on the flip side is that once you go through the product and you actually purchase these products, whatever product that you want to purchase, you can become an affiliate of these products. So you can put all these products in your affiliate bank essentially, and then they have the sales process for you right here. We talked about they have a sales process for you, and all you're in charge of is this type of stuff, is getting people to this sales process. So again, it teaches you how to build an online business, but then it gives you an opportunity to earn money with them as becoming an affiliate. So that's kind of the rundown. And basically what happened is, as you can see back here, is these little commissions. Like I said, there's a $7 product, there's a $30 product, and then there's a $2,500 product. So that's what this person purchased, and this person also purchased. This person did 2 payments for some reason. So that's why I was able to get a $1,000 commission here, $2.80 here, a $1,000 commission here, and an $18 commission here, is because typically what they're doing, I think for most of the products, it's 40%. I know with the big ticket items, it's 40%. I don't know if that's exactly right with the lower ticket products, but 40%. So once you go through all this type of stuff, you learn this stuff, and then if you want to be an affiliate of them, then you can just send traffic to their sales process. They'll take care of everything. They'll sell them on this, and then they'll give them people opportunity to purchase the bigger ticket items as well. So that's kind of the rundown. So that's how I've done it. It doesn't mean you have to go with legendary. It doesn't mean you have to be an affiliate. But what I'm saying is that you need to be able to create content and create ads that takes people to some type of sales process and sells them on a product or service. You can be an affiliate, or you can be your own product or service. And whatever it is, like if it is your own product, then you obviously just earn bigger size commissions. You don't have to just take a 40%. You get to actually keep 100% minus advertising cost and just other costs. There's always costs involved in business, but that's kind of the rundown, guys. And that's why I wanted to share that with you. And that's why I wanted to get into like the mindset principles beforehand, and just understanding that like people are freaking out and making accusations and making assumptions that, you know, the conversion rates are going to go down and advertising costs are going to go up, when that's not necessarily the case. That's why you want to keep on testing different things and seeing what the truth is, not just making speculations. So that's the rundown, guys. Again, I strongly recommend jumping into Legendary, because this is like where I learned a lot of this type of stuff. Actually, Dave Sharp, this guy right here, he was one of my first mentors. So he knows his stuff. And what's cool too is you actually get a business advisor when you come through here, is that you can schedule it. You can schedule calls with your business advisor that will really take you step by step through the process. So if you're concerned with not really knowing, and you're very new at this type of stuff, you get a business advisor that really helps you along the way and gets on calls with you and just really helps you. Okay, that's how I did it in the beginning. That's how I learned a lot of this stuff. I was getting on calls with these guys and just going through everything, and then getting on the live broadcasts and all that type of stuff. So if you really plug in, you can learn a lot of this type of stuff. And then of course, come over here, you can be an affiliate once you go through the entire product and it makes sense. And if you want to just do affiliate stuff, then you can do it here, you can do it other places, or you can go out there and create your own products, just like I've done. I've created my own products, I've created my own services. But yeah, that's the rundown, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you. Hopefully all that made sense. If anything didn't, make sure and leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have questions, and make sure and subscribe to the channel, guys. I appreciate you being here, and we will see you on the next video.